This is Bodymore Heath, Aston Villa's training ground and the place where the battle plans are drawn up for each and every Premiership campaign. The 1994-95 season was an arduous one for Aston Villa. They were back in Europe. The Coca-Cola Cup win over Manchester United the previous season had seen to that. And there was optimism that more success would follow for one of the biggest clubs in the country.
The usual pre-season photo call is always eagerly awaited, and in the new squad was a new face. The bold acquisition of John Fashanu from Wimbledon was looked upon as Villa's summer trump card by manager Ron Atkinson. But it was off the field where the major change of the summer occurred. The famous Holt End was under reconstruction, another phase of Villa Park's impressive facelift. The first game of the season saw Villa at Everton, with Fashanu making his debut.
Limpar. Now Stewart. Oh, and Stewart has chipped Bosnich. Just how much he meant to do that is debatable, but it's 1-0 Everton. They're in a real hurry to get every set piece taken to bring Fashanu into the game. That's over him. There's Saunders. It's not going to count. The linesman has his flag up. Saunders was offside. Everton struggling without Watson to contain Fashanu, and they do struggle. Fashanu has scored his first goal for Aston Villa. Chase. Saunders checks to see if he has any support. He's going to have to hold it up for a second. Fashanu's there now, and he wasn't far away from getting a second. Playing the gladiator of the game. Limpar enjoying himself on this lush green Goodison surface. Stewart. There's Rideout! And Everton take the lead for a second time. Just over a quarter of an hour to go. It's been a great, entertaining game for this 35,500 crowd. Ray Houghton, and Saunders has equalised for Villa. The Everton defenders were all looking for John Fashanu at the back post, and typically Dean Saunders sneaked in with a sniffer's goal at the near post to make it 2-2.
I came because I wanted to be at one of the biggest clubs in Europe. Biggest gate of the season was Villa-Liverpool last season, and I wanted to have some of the action. I always wanted to play for a big club. So, you know, I just finished filming Gladiators. I was fit, I was strong. First game in, scored against Everton. So I thought, well, this is the start of things to come. Obviously, if you're playing with better players, and that's no disrespect at all to any of the Wimbledon lads, but you expect to score a lot more goals and have a lot more success.
The first success of the season should have come in the first home game of the season against Southampton.
Paul McGrath joins the attack, all the big men forward. And it's Ewood who gets the connection, and he was so close to opening the scoring. Players darting left, right and centre looking for the ball. It's fallen to York, who's behind the Southampton defence. And still Villa can't hit the target. They're getting closer though. Tizier beaten. Will flick on by Fashanu. Now Saunders. Bouncing left, right and centre. He's got it on his right foot. And he scores a real weasel of a goal. If there is such a thing, that was a typical Dean Saunders goal. Allowed the ball to bounce dangerously before he got it in just the right position. And he made just the right connection to give Villa the lead. Atkinson, good control. Now will he shoot or will he pass to Saunders, who, almost the old 1-2. Atkinson connects with the post, but doesn't score. Whistles around Villa Park. as we enter the final minute. Hüseyin. Oh, what a dramatic finish and what a dramatic finale.
3 days later, with Earl Barrett starting his first game of the season, came Villa's third consecutive draw.
Saunders. Barrett, plenty of space. Looking for the height of Fashanu. He's up there and for one straight at the goalkeeper. Staunton. Fashanu again, a handful on the air, a real handful on the floor as well. Lays it back to Houghton. Oh, that skimmed the outside of the post from Ray Houghton. Fans taking their seats for this, the first minute of the second half. And Staunton, I think, has scored direct from a corner. I'm sure nobody got a touch on that. Staunton takes the congratulation. Fashanu, I'm sure, was just acting as menace in front of Nigel Martin, and a goal direct from a corner. It's been a much better performance this from Palace after the 6-1 defeat against Liverpool. It's Southgate! He's equalised!
The sequence of draws was ended at Coventry.
With the cross, it's cut out by Richardson only as far as Derby. Now Morgan. Oh, and that was close from Steve Morgan. Now Roy Wegerle happily over all his knee problems. Rennie getting caught in a bit of a mess. Now here's the impish Dean Saunders. Townsend, Staunton and King are both there on the left-hand side. Villa with a lot of men forward. And Rennie gets the chance to patch up the damage. He hasn't done it yet. Townsend puts it back in and it's a goal for Dwight York. Villa are ahead early.
Well, it's a disaster for David Rennie. Complete disaster. It's a poor cross from Staunton. Now, clear your lines. Why are you trying to beat someone 7 yards from goal? Full credit to Andy Townsend. It's a wonderful delivery from here. But look at this, he's got time. Clear your lines. Don't take chances. Townsend pounces. And that's a super run from Dwight York. Absolutely super run. No way he was going to miss that. What a start for Villa.
And Saunders, men in the middle. York's there. Fashanu's on the far post. Saunders. Quite a good angle. It was blocked by Boosters. A flag up. And the referees allowed the play to continue because Coventry have it. Barrett wins it back. He started well. Staunton, near post. Chance for York. Oh, that was another very, very near thing for Villa.
I tell you what, Coventry would have been too happy if York had tucked that in.
So at the end of August, Villa were unbeaten and quite content with a solid, if not spectacular, start. Dean Saunders had scored 2 in 4 matches and appeared to be forging a fruitful understanding with John Fashanu. And the start improved. Victory over Coventry was followed by victory over Ipswich, as Nigel Spink made his first appearance of the season.
Barris down the line. Saunders pulls the defender towards him. He has Steve Staunton with him. It's on his favoured left foot, and he rifles it home. A move which started in the right back position and ended up with the left back being the most forward player, and a beautiful strike from Steve Staunton. Slater, Vinchev with him, good tackle, but it drops to Slater. Tremendous save by Spink, and for a second time Nigel Spinks really establishes himself back in the team with 2 brilliant reflexes save, first with his hands and then a block with the feet. Staunton, Forrest gets down well. Staunton doesn't have his shooting boots on today. Barrett in the game. Switching him to clear the ball. Oh, a brilliant save by Forrest. Andy Townsend puts his whole might behind that shot from what, about 12 yards out. Forrest got his palm to it. Referee in the thick of the action. Staunton. Atkinson back. Saunders! Oh! Dean Saunders can't believe he didn't score then. He'd done everything right. He'd taken up the position. He'd hit the target, but he bounced back off the target. Mistakes being made by this Ipswich defence. Now Saunders is through. Can he make sure this time? Yes, he can. Dean Saunders' third goal in 5 games. A magnificent scoring start to the season, and it was his touch there which set up the goal as he rode the sliding challenge and made sure.
So, unbeaten and full of confidence, Villa made their first European trip of the season. It could hardly have been tougher. Inter Milan, one of the world's greatest club sides, were their first round opponents in the UEFA Cup.
Yeah, but if it comes on top, we just walk away.
I'm certainly hoping to play. I think I feel like I justified a good shout for it by my performance on Saturday. So I kept a clean sheet and did okay. So I'm certainly looking forward to playing.
What way? Serious. You like it? Would you like it? Morris is there. Yeah? Yeah. Let's go! Yeah, good base on them, you know?
Somebody just wicked. Right, as you can see here, slowly, as you can see, the 2 and the 4, and at the back there's the next. Show me, there's a 3. Just to make sure. And the hands is actually quicker than the eyes, by the way.
No, you don't talk in English, isn't it?
Can you see it? Have you seen it yet? Have you seen it? Yeah? Have you not seen it? Look again. Look at the 2 and the 3. And these are at the back, when they come in front. The 4 and the 2.
Good afternoon, the flight deck, first officer speaking. We're cruising at the moment at 33,000 feet.
A flight delay calmed the good-natured hijinks, and Aston Villa finally focused on meeting the might of Internazionale. Preparation was hardly ideal.
That night in training, it absolutely lashed down. It started off, it was a nice night, and then all of a sudden there was a black cloud appeared, and then it just lashed down. I've never seen rain like it. So the lads were sort of going to the side or behind the goals where there was cover, and then eventually the pitch was just waterlogged and we had to go in. So the preparation wasn't the best, but it's just something you have to put up with. When the draw was made, I think everybody thought of playing in such a good stadium and against such a good side, and looking forward to it immensely.
But sunshine greeted match night, and the Aston Villa fans had travelled to Milan in force.
Anyhow, it's a great stadium, one of the best in the world. I've seen it.
A bus strike in Milan kept the locals away, but that actually aided Villa's cause.
We could actually physically hear the Villa supporters, you know, and that was a big plus to us, stepping out and seeing so many Villa supporters. And this time they weren't plonked so high up in the sky, you know, whereas they couldn't be heard anyway. They were more on the side this time, and it was a great boost to us to hear them and to see so many of them.
Right up to the Newcastle focus on that game.
Oh, go away! You're agitating me.
So with Nigel Spink retaining his place in goal and Dalian Atkinson in for Dwight York, Villa entered the Lions' den.
Personally, I was a bit disappointed. I expected a lot more from them with having so many good players there. But whether that was a case of the lads playing well defensively on the night, and which didn't cause them, couldn't cause any problems forward. Whether that was credit for us or disappointment for them.
They emerged with credit, but disappointment at the game's only goal.
I mean, initially when the ball broke clear to him, I hesitated a little bit coming out for the ball, and then when I did come out, I got a slight flick on the ball, and you know, he theatrically fell over me. There was no physical contact at all between the two of us. I didn't make contact with him. I made contact with the ball, so you know, that's not a penalty in my books.
So disappointment in Italy was followed by a league defeat at West Ham, but Villa was soon back in cup action.
Teal knocking it in long. Dalian Atkinson's flick on. Saunders and York went for the same ball, but York has done well to regain possession. That's brilliant play again. Wonderful move and a wonderful goal. Only 4 minutes gone, and Dwight York brings Villa Park and the tie to life with an absolutely brilliant goal.
Oh, brilliant goal it was as well. Games like this should be made for Dwight York, really. A lesser team, and he's taking them on one after another. Super goal, great goal. So he takes the ball on, very close control, past one player. Good shot into the far corner. Excellent start for Villa.
Strong did well to help him out of a dangerous little cul-de-sac he got himself into. Parker now for Villa. And it comes back again to Dalian Atkinson, who made absolutely no mistake. Wigan paid the price for gifting the ball back to the Villa player, and Dalian Atkinson was not about to refuse the gift.
Oh, you're right, not about to refuse the gift. He really took this as though he meant it, didn't he? Got the ball back here, and what a good shot.
Has got in behind Strong, and Mike Still, here he is again. Great effort! That was a superb effort, obviously. The goalkeeper, Simon Farnworth, has to take some of the blame for that, which is a great shame for him, having made a brilliant save just minutes earlier.
Yes, again, I thought Dean Saunders could have taken it on a lot further, but he chose to shoot, and really, after the great save the keeper made, well...
Saunders points to where he wants the ball played, but he's got the scent of glory in his nostrils here, Lamptey. And it's a goal from deep inside his own half. Neil Lamptey scores his first goal in English football, and the celebrations were just as spectacular. I think he might have had a penalty anyway. He'll settle for the goal.
Yes, if anybody's deserved it tonight, it's Neil Lamptey. Great jinking run, he's been doing it all night. Taking on the players, beating them one after another. He would have got the penalty, but that's a great bit of skill, you know. As he's going over, he's still managed to knock the ball in the net. Keeps his eye on the ball all the time. He's brought down, he's not looking for the penalty. All he's looking for is getting that ball in, and he gets it in. A great flick, wonderful goal.
That's a terrific ball. York onto it. Atkinson in the middle. Ron Atkinson has got his other goal from Daly and Atkinson. And Villa have got 5.
But after this cruise against Wigan came a real test, because the next league match was at Blackburn Rovers.
So's cross. Now Chris Sutton. Egiog's brought him down, and the referee immediately points to the spot. And Hugo Egiog holds his head in disbelief. So can Bosnich save Villa? He can't. And Alan Shearer gives Blackburn Rovers a 1-0 lead. Ball just bouncing. It looks as though the goal was never going to come. Massive kick again from Flowers. It's 2-on-1 at the other end of the field. Shearer. 3-0. And so simple a goal. It's going to be a free kick. Paul Warhurst committing the foul. Richardson puts it in. Egiog's there. And at least consolation for Villa in the final minute.
So defeat at Blackburn, but then came the night to end all nights.
Turned on by Richardson. Sano's little back header wasn't what he intended. Atkinson wins it back for Villa. Now Barrett. Turned in towards Saunders. The layoff for Atkinson. Big night for Daly and Atkinson, of course. He lost his place at the beginning of the season to John Fashioner, but he's in the starting lineup tonight with a lot to prove.
It's a great ball in, great awareness from Saunders, and if it had gone in, it'd been one of the goals of the season, but it's in the top row of the second tier of the stand.
And Villa scrapping for every ball. He was a bit unlucky there, Townsend. Bergkamp making a run for Inter. It's a fine run deep into Villa territory. Panchev peels away into a good position. Bertie's shot! It hits the bar. Panchev with the rebound! Well, when they look back on that moment, Inter Milan might curse their luck.
It all started from Bergkamp here. He lays a beautiful ball. What a strike this is. He's all beaten all ends up, Spinks. It comes right back to Panchev. This happened a year or two ago when he was in Yugoslavia. That would have been in the net.
Upton finding Atkinson. Back again to the Irishman and onto the other Irishman, Staunton. Into the intended target of Whittingham. Back out to King. Staunton. It's a good ball. Oh, just headed away by Paganini, and the shot by Houghton. Pagliuca down to his right to save.
Great ball in. This is a better area. He's a little bit further forward. A good head back, and it drops. And I suppose the finish, well, he'd have done well to score from there, but he could have hit it better.
A nice little knock down the line, and back it goes from Townsend to Staunton and on to Houghton. Good looking cross. Atkinson tried to climb. It comes out to Richardson, who hit it, but too high.
That's the best move of the match so far for Villa. Ron Atkinson will be delighted with that. That is the way to play the Italians. A lot of quality passing to get to this point. A good ball in, and he just wouldn't come down for Richardson. He had to just wait. They'd be disappointed maybe with the final effort. Yeah, when people talk about no goals and games needing goals, this one needs one because we want Villa to win, being English, but it doesn't need one to be any better again.
Here's Houghton, and he's got one! And Villa take the lead, and the tie is level! Well, 4 minutes to half-time. Brilliant timing. Everton's first goal of this season could not have been better timed. And it's turned back to Atkinson. Danger here. Oh, it's a terrific ball to the far post. And Conte had to head that one behind because Richardson was steaming in behind him.
Great little move this, and a super ball with the outside of the foot. And doesn't he do well, Conte? Under severe pressure. Great defensive clearance.
And the pressure continues. Villa have a corner. The noise is terrific here. That's a good-looking one as well. Aker hits it back. Richardson with a chance. Oh, they just had so many bodies in the way. Now Townsend turning it back in. Conte heads it clear. Back out to Townsend. That's a good effort. And Paluka took off to keep it out of his net.
Breathtaking stuff.
Burgundy. Bergkamp. Siro. He might try the shot here. Exasperation for him. They've got on with it already. Earl Barrett. Whittingham. Houghton. Back to Barrett. Well, Paluka swung then like an acrobat or a gymnast under the crossbar, but the ball had gone over anyway. Whittingham does well. Whipped in by King. The clearance drops to Staunton. Wasn't the worst cross. They've dealt with it well, but not for long. And Barrett has done well here. And Whittingham with the chip. Oh, Houghton! Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. It was so close. Here's Parker. Staunton whips one final great cross in.
I think what's really amazed me is Villa have done to Inter Milan what you thought Inter Milan would do to Villa. They've passed it around well, they've been very patient.
And just to interrupt there, Kevin, that is the final whistle, that is the end of extra time, that is penalties. 1-0 to Inter Milan. Paluka got a hand to it. The crowd would love it if he missed this. But he hasn't. Swept high into the net. 3 penalties so far, 2 to Milan, 1 to Villa. They've all gone in. So is this one. Ooh, he sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. Cool as you like. No problem. Joy, in the next instant, dismay. Oh, it's on the other side of the bar and come out! Yes! You beauty! Fantastic scenes at Villa Park. Thousands of supporters flood onto the pitch. Phil King is the hero. Justice has been done. This penalty kick puts Aston Villa into the next round. It puts Ron Atkinson into champagne time. It puts Inter Milan out, and it puts a real sense of justice and perspective on the night. Villa deserve their triumph.
2 days later, Villa were back down to earth. Graham Fenton made his first start of the season as Villa entertained Newcastle United.
3 possibilities for the free kick. Parker with a shot, and Cernicek grabs it well. Parker. Good movement from Villa, making the ball do the work. Houghton chips it in, but not quite the right connection from Guy Whittingham. Houghton. Townsend lets one fly. Unconventional stop, there's Fenton! Oh, tremendous second save from Cernicek. If the first one was slightly continental, the second one was a universally good save. Lee. Now Fox. Back to Lee. Slipped by the defence. And Lee makes them pay for it with a cannon of a goal. Sellers. Cole keeps his feet well. Good strength from the Newcastle striker. Gets it back from Kitson. There's Cole. Goal. The most dangerous man in the Premiership at the moment. Blocked once. Drops to York. But that maybe sums up Villa's afternoon.
I think people can say, well, it's after the Lord Mayor's show. You know, we played Inter Milan on the Wednesday and beat them, and then come the Saturday against Newcastle. People say, well, can they perform to that level again? I feel we did, but we just didn't do enough on the day.
Wigan really up against it after that hammering in the first leg. Guy Whittingham taking on the whole Wigan team. He gets a touch to it. Now it's Lamptey. Oh, and he drills it in. There's the goalkeeper showing a gap at the near post. Lamptey again, taking on the whole of the defence, and there's Whittingham. 2-0 on the night, 7-0 on aggregate. Whittingham thanking Lamptey for the pass. Villa go again, there's no catching Lamptey, little shimmy sends the goalkeeper, and Villa's third goal on the night, Lamptey's second.
But things were going wrong in the league.
And Villa have everybody back in their 6-yard box, virtually on their goal line.
Liverpool at Anfield provided Villa with a fourth consecutive league defeat.
John Barnes is standing by the ball, and Neil Ruddock looks as if the left foot is about to be cocked. Ruddock peels off on a little dance of celebration. Jones well forward. Got Fowler in the middle. Maybe he doesn't need him. Still Rob Jones. It's fallen to Robbie Fowler. Oh, wonderful strike by Robbie Fowler. Liverpool lead 2-0. That's Whittingham for Villa. And now Dwight York. Parker appeals for it. Gives it back to Dwight York. Scales came in quickly, but here's Guy Whittingham, left foot. And David James was caught slightly wrong-footed, maybe anticipating that the shot from Guy Whittingham would come to his right side. And Whittingham pulled it across the face of the Liverpool keeper. And Villa have pulled one back. It's still a good, flowing, open match. Phil King's header out, only as far as Mulby. McManaman. This is Fowler. Oh, it's a great shot by Fowler. And it's Liverpool's third. Parker. Staunton with space to hit a left foot shot, which Rob Jones just managed to block. Oh, a misunderstanding, and Staunton has scored. The Liverpool defenders, I think, expecting that David James, they could hear arriving behind them, was going to claim that. But the keeper didn't quite get to it. Steve Staunton did.
Robbins. Player showing. Robbins plays it into the far post. Still not properly cleared. And Crooks lets fly. Always going wide, and the goalkeeper will claim he had it covered. Staunton. Fans asking him to have a shot. That's a bit ambitious. Oh, and Parker is ambitious. And almost paid off for Gary Parker. Atkinson coming back, looking for the ball, trying to up the pace. Saunders alongside him. Gets it back from Saunders. Atkinson, can he keep his feet? Not quite enough to beat Gunn with a shot. Milligan wins the header. Now Robbins puts the cross in. Right, Bosnich has lost it. Off the post by Edie, and it can't be put in either by Sharon. Danger's still not over. Blocked again off the line. Robbins, Milligan, and finally Norwich get the goal. After how many attempts, Mike Milligan heads it in. Atkinson away. Punched well by Gunn. Shots all being charged down. Staunton plays it in there, York, and well, a simple one-handed save in the end really. York did well to get in there. Parker. York making all kinds of runs. They're just decoy runs. And there's Saunders! Great header, great goal for Dean Saunders. A goal out of nothing really. A goal of Parker's making. A typical piece of Saunders trickery at the near post. And Good have given that one up. The Norwich keeper thought it was in, but he's still got work to do. As it falls for Saunders!
So the rot was stopped, but next up was a unique European experience. Manchester United's exploits in Galatasaray warned us of what to expect, but the eastern Turkish town of Trabzon provided an atmosphere all its own. It was one which dominated preparation. How would Villa react? The answer was extremely well. Trabzonspor were the ones suffering from the intense expectation of their own supporters. But one moment's lapse in concentration cost Villa a first leg defeat. After that, cup football against Middlesbrough was fairly straightforward.
Graham, busy as ever. He's picked out Townsend, superb pass there. Now to Staunton. And out by Fleming. Well, maybe he didn't get a call there. It was Staunton with that dangerous ball in. Now York, twisting and turning. Mountain's cross. Ehiyog on the far post and Whittingham. Townsend to drive it back through. And a goal for Aston Villa. Andy Townsend with his first of the season. And as his manager was saying beforehand, it's a goal he really needs to lift his confidence, lift his morale. Miller, well, no chance for him there. Driven back in with pace by Andy Townsend. Hutton's chip. Ehiyog going in there. The keeper stretching. It was Whittingham who knocked it back. And Townsend claiming the goal.
So more cup success for Villa, but defeats by Forest and Queen's Park Rangers meant the league form was giving real cause for concern. Many were beginning to wonder whether Big Ron could turn things around. But Europe was again at hand. The Turks from Trabzonspor, traditionally not the best of travellers, held only a one-goal lead.
Right in, Ehiyog's header. Everybody back for the Turks. Ehiyog again, Atkinson! Handball! It has to be handball! No doubt about it. O'Gunn used his hand deliberately and the referee has no other option but to send him off. And Villa have a penalty. Well, they've beaten the goalkeeper. If the defender hadn't stuck out the hand, it would have been that all-important goal for Villa. And O'Gunn sacrifices himself to try and keep his team in the game. Staunton, all of his might behind him. Victor saved it once, twice, but not a third time. Three Villa players had a crack at that. It was possibly over the line with Ehiyog followed up. Staunton saved the penalty. Victor did brilliantly. Ehiyog followed up. I think it was over the line there, but Atkinson made sure. Park once more comes alive. It's 1-1 on aggregate. It's in a bit for these hands now. Villa fans can't bear to watch as the ball drops once, drops twice. Oh no! Trabzonspor have scored. Atkinson's dumbfounded. That away goal could be so crucial. Well, time is running out for Villa. It looks beyond them now. Everybody's up front. And Ewood has scored, but it's going to be too late. The away goal is going to be so crucial for the Turks, and Ron Atkinson realises that.
I think as results go, the slide, performance level wise, I think we've played well all season. And against Trabzon, I've never played in a game that's been so one-sided, and the team go out. You know, they had, I think, one attack and scored from it, and we missed a number of chances. But as everybody knows in football, if you don't take your chances, you don't progress.
Walsh and not Schmeichel being United's goal today. Twisted in training. Particularly frustrating for the Danish goalkeeper, having left out in Barcelona. Atkinson. Deflected! A bit of luck for Aston Villa and for Dalian Atkinson.
Well, there hasn't looked a goal in the cards all game. And maybe this is the thing that turns round Ron Atkinson's and Dalian Atkinson's season. Steve Bruce does everything right. I can't fault the centre-half at all. You can't allow people like Atkinson to charge in unchallenged. Now look at Steve Bruce, he decides I've got to make the challenge now. He makes a good challenge for me and then gets absolutely no luck. And neither does Gary Walsh.
Manchester United conceding ground in midfield. Wanting to defend in the area. They do that with Steve Bruce. Staunton beats Keane rather easily. Staunton shots and Gary Walsh, full stretch, got a hand on it.
That is a great save, Martin. I don't know whether that took a deflection as well before it reached Walsh. And if it did, that would have made it an even better save. But he tricks Roy Keane, he hits it there, takes the deflection off Steve Bruce, and that made the save even more difficult.
Kanchelskis keeps it in, despite the efforts of King.
What a magnificent strike from Collins. I've said his left wasn't his favourite side, well this time it drops on his right side. Look at the way he just pulls up there. He chests it down. Now watch the way he hits this volley. Look at the way it dips just before the goalkeeper. Not only does it dip, it bends away from Nigel Spinks.
Scholes, Owen. Cantona. And now Kanchelskis. Through everyone, into the back of the net. Manchester United lead. Another significant contribution from Andrei Kanchelskis.
Well, it's a great strike from Kanchelskis. But they'll think they should have cleared this, Aston Villa. Maybe that one in Phil King, but watch the way he drills it straight through King's legs. And that made it very difficult for Nigel Spinks.
Villa played Wimbledon next, desperate to improve a league record of 7 defeats in 8 matches.
Vinnie Jones' shot falls to a Cuckoo, who's brought down by Ewood, and David Ellery gives Wimbledon a penalty, punishing Ewood. Warren Barton, 1-0 to Wimbledon, 8 minutes gone. Good run this from York, 2 to aim for in the centre. Parker taking up position and he slots it home. Villa are back in it. Villa sending players forward again as Parker thinks about the shot. Sager's only half saves it, and Saunders sweeps it in to make it 2-1. There's everything behind it. Takes an awkward bounce. The arms go up. Saunders is onside, and he can make it 3. He does. An hour gone. Villa down to 10 men, of course. Townsend going off. And Wimbledon have scored a second. Ardley. He thanks Elkins for the cross, and it's 3-2 now. They're really beginning to tire. As Vinnie Jones tries a shot, it takes a cruel deflection and leaves Bosnich flat-footed. And the 6 goals are shared out. Wimbledon pumping away, a very fit team. Ian Harton has scored the winner in the 90th minute of an amazing game.
So 8 league defeats in 9 games, and Ron Atkinson made his last exit as Aston Villa manager. The following day, Doug Ellis called him to a board meeting and gave him the sack, leaving Jim Barron in charge at Tottenham.
Parker. Barrett. Atkinson! A sweeping goal from Aston Villa. And a brave header from Dalian Atkinson. Speed of feet, speed of thought. King going in and beating Klinsmann and co to the ball. Saunders. Moving it around well. Parker. Fenton's free. And Fenton has scored a second for Villa. A whiplash finish from young Graham Fenton. Caught Spurs rocking back, and that was a stunning volley. Just over a quarter of the game gone, and Villa in front. Saunders has played it through, the goalkeeper's lost it, and Fenton scored a second. Oh, Graham Fenton caught literally everybody napping then. Anderton. The 1-2 doesn't cause too many problems, it does now. Anderton with Klinsmann behind him, and Sheringham at the far post. And the goal back for Tottenham Hotspur. Well, such is Spurs' philosophy, they're refusing to give up as Sheringham gets away from King. Mr. Durkin says that Sheringham's shirt was being tugged by the Villa defender and he's given a penalty. Jürgen Klinsmann, not a man to be rushed, places the ball down. There's Bosnich a long stare. And Klinsmann only just beats the Villa goalkeeper. And now we have a game on our hands. It's 3-2. It's a curler away from Anderton. Grant gets there before Sheringham, but not a particularly good clearance, only as far as Barnby. Good block by Bosnich, and again 2 brave saves. But Klinsmann has beaten it. It's 3-3. It could be only less than a minute away from the referee's final whistle. The game which Villa should have had sewn up at half-time. Saunders is away, and Saunders has scored the game's 7th goal. It's 4-3 to Villa, and what an induction for caretaker manager Jim Barron.
Brian, can I first of all ask you if you're happy to finally be at Villa Park?
Oh, happy, yeah, for sure. Delighted. I think it's a great opportunity for us, and it's one I'm looking very much forward to.
It's been a long week.
It's been another very interesting week and another experience, and as I've said, I mean, things have been done as they should be done, and everyone's now very comfortable with the situation.
Has it been a difficult week for you?
No, not especially so. It's been a strange sort of day for me, to be honest. I mean, as one or two people know, it's my birthday, and yet even my children forgot to say happy birthday to me this morning.
Well, come on, give him happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Thank you very much. Thank you. But it's not been a difficult week now.
Mr. Ellis, can I ask you if you're finally delighted to have got your man?
Yes. One syllable, yes.
No offside again, and Saunders this time has the chance. Pressman holds on well. Well, it's Gary Parker with the corner. Paul McGrath meeting it. Saunders is there, and it is from Bailey and Atkinson. 1-0 to Villa, and Brian Little sees his side strike after 15 minutes. He'll be delighted with that. Not so Pressman, but Sheffield Wednesday have been living a little bit on a precipice, and now they're behind.
Well, regular thanks to Paul McGrath, first of all, for that challenge. That's a really determined challenge. Saunders thinks he may have scored. Pressman thinks he's thwarted it. And Daly and Atkinson doesn't miss that type of chance. But the start header was an important challenge. And when Pressman needed a bit of luck, he didn't have it. What a start for Aston Villa and Brian Little.
And Daly and Atkinson continuing his return. Saunders coming Gary Parker's way, and he's surprisingly unattended. Fantastic try from Fenton,
and a wonderful save from Pressman.
Hyde. There's plenty of battling instinct in midfield. Hyde typifying that. Here's Petrescu. Watson goes near post again. Crosses deeper towards Andy Sinton. Hyde. And King very calm. Bosnich as well, although the kick goes straight to Atherton, who tries to dip it back. Oh! A sensational goal from Peter Atherton.
Well, that's unbelievable.
So Little's team held on his first game in charge. His next was as boss of defending cup holders.
Playing it in again, Atkinson! A wonderful goal! The odds are on Salako. Crossing it in! And a goal there for Chris Armstrong! There's Newman. Priest touching it back. Barry touching it forward. Armstrong on the run again. Salako up with him. Oh, he's done well. He's got away from Barrett. The cross comes in! It's Southgate! And it's 2-1 to Palace! Priest and Barry in there. Armstrong waiting to launch himself, so too is Coleman. It's Coleman tried to get the header on that one. Southgate has made it free. And with a couple of minutes to go in a cup tie like this, I would have thought the safest thing was to do just what he's going to do now. Armstrong. Oh, super goal! 4-1.
So the start of Brian Little's reign was hard. It got even harder at his old club Leicester. In 3 matches then, Little had yet to experience victory, but his new chairman had every confidence.
Well, I knew him as a player, and I knew him as a youth team coach here. I remember he spent 17 years of my 26 years, and I knew him from the day that he signed for us, or virtually signed for us, when he was 14 or 15, and his mother and father came down, and talking to his mother after the game, because it was a match day, she said in her northeast accent, "Our Brian is a very shy boy and he'll never live away from home. I'm afraid he'll have to sign for Sunderland or Newcastle, who want him." And I said, well, what a pity, considering he'd been with us on school holidays, on the odd trip abroad for the youth team, and I was very loath to lose him. But she then went on to say, now if it was our Alan, that's his younger brother, he'd go away anywhere. And I said, can Alan play? And she said, yes, he's a good player. I said, well, all right, we'll sign Alan and he can bring Brian along. Will that do? Oh, she says, that'll do fine. That's fine. Oh, yes. So without ever seeing Alan play, we signed Alan to get Brian. And subsequently we found he was a good player. He played for us for a couple of seasons and then we sold him on to Southend. I think we got £8,000 for Alan. He's now the manager of York City and doing very well.
Always the taker of the dead ball situations. This time they go short for variation. Plays it short to Eklund. Back in again by Letizia to the far post. And a goal for Southampton on that far post by Richard Hall.
Worked very, very hard up to now.
Houghton, this might be the equaliser. He's done it! Ray Houghton, Villa are level with 10 minutes to go. And you have to say, on the second half, they have deserved it. Ray Houghton is the scorer for Aston Villa. A priceless goal. Well into injury time, over 90 seconds of it. Is it all set up for a spectacular pre-Christmas climax for Matthew Letizia? It's his kind of range. If there's one man around who you'd have a bet on to maybe put this in, it's Letizia. Villa hearts are fluttering. Here is Letizia, and he's done it! Smith couldn't keep it out, and Matthew Letizia.
It was 7 matches before Little got his first win. That came at home to Chelsea.
It's breaking forward, left, right and centre for Villa. Saunders wants it at the far post and gets it, and by his standards that was a considerable miss. The goalkeeper and defender had slept and Dean Saunders should have scored. Staunton loves to whip them in. That's a second chance, I think. Oh, it's a goal! Frank Sinclair gets a touch to a spectacular diving header own goal. Oh, Barrett. Chelsea happy to send players forward and allow Villa to attack them. Staunton. Cross everybody. Taylor lets it go. Still, Villa can't convert these chances. Staunton curls it on. Townsend's flick, and there's a goal for Dwight York. Once more, it was the set pieces of Steve Staunton which caused the danger. Lovely flick from Townsend, and a simple goal for York. 2-0. Today. Barrett. Villa fans want them to attack and to go for a third. Out and across, and that could well have been a third goal. Saunders has been in the right place at the right time on so many occasions, but hasn't yet got the right touch. Just under 33,000 inside Villa Park. Here is Steen, with Chelsea's first chance of the game. They haven't had a sniff, really. The game at the moment is just running Chelsea's way. Now Saunders has the ball, a player who can make things happen. He's taken on the whole of the Chelsea team. He almost gets the goal, which has been eluding him all evening. Clark. Chelsea sending players forward despairingly. Just can't wait for the game to finish, really. Tackle. Andy Townsend, one player who's fired up to beat his former team. dangerous ball to Peacock, who finishes it off. Well, almost did, but he was offside anyway. Big men forward. Chelsea clearing, only as far as Richardson. Teal finds himself in an unusual position of left winger, but he's done well in that role. Puts in a cross. Karine half punches clear. Villa deserve this third goal if they can get it. With only 8 minutes to go. York. Taylor! And Ian Taylor scores on his home debut. Courtesy of a cross from York.
Ian, to come to Aston Villa was pretty much a dream come true for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I've always supported Villa, and you know, I used to go and watch him on the terraces, and to play for him, it's just unbelievable, really.
Barrett puts it back. Townsend powers one in and forces the goalkeeper to the ground for the first time. Keeps going from the back. Lomas's shot takes a deflection into the path of Rosler. Uwe Rosler gives Manchester City the first goal of the game. It fell a little fortunately to him. A couple of deflections into his path. A nice little chip over Nigel Spink. Richardson. York. Soreness. Tries to slip it through. Saw the goalkeeper slightly off his line and tried to catch him. Beardsley. Rosler gets his second of the game. A well-delivered free kick and a beautifully executed run and header. Time for Villa. Staunton fires in another corner kick, and Dean Saunders is taking the credit for that one. And I think it was discredit really to Ian Brightwell. It was almost definitely an own goal. And not the first player to commit an own goal after a Staunton corner. Walks in behind the defender, squares it to Taylor, blocked once and twice, but Saunders finishes it off. And now Aston Villa can start thinking about New Year's Eve celebrations. Through the legs of Alan Kernigan, Taylor was stopped, couldn't get there for the second time. Saunders could and drills it in to make it 2-2. Staunton trying to get it onto his left foot. Back to Saunders, and just enough from the goalkeeper and the defender to keep it out. Houghton's really beginning to make things buzz now. To Taylor. Great save by Dibble.
The change in manager hadn't brought an immediate turnaround. 7 league games had reaped a reward of just 8 points, and Villa's place in the bottom 4 looked distinctly unhealthy. New signings were on the way, but nothing had happened as yet. 1995 began with a goalless draw against Leeds, before the FA Cup campaign began at Barnsley.
It's in. It had to come, and Dwight York has supplied it. Well, they were frustrated in the first half, but in 3 minutes of the second half, a set piece does the trick. The aerial route always looked promising, and it was York who got to the corner, and the header was true. Well, Barnsley really can have no complaints. Dwight York saying that's mine. Taking a lenient view of it. Staunton takes. Oh, it hit the frame of the goal. Townsend. Saunders wraps it up now. That really does end any lingering doubt. The only disappointment for Brian Little is that it's come so late, with 6 minutes to go. The presence of Fashanu there, causing all sorts of trouble with the substitute Martin Bullock trying to defend by the near post, but Barnsley couldn't get it away. Andy Townsend went round the outside, a clever cross. Take your pick, really, and it's Dean Saunders who slammed it in to make it Barnsley 0, Aston Villa 2. And Saunders, who's had some happy times in the third round with Villa in previous years, has another goal at this stage of the competition again.
By January the 14th, Brian Little had made his first signings. Tommy Johnson arrived along with Gary Charles from Derby for £3 million. Johnson made his debut. Charles was a substitute against Queen's Park Rangers.
Fashanu! And John Fashanu scores a red-hot goal with those bright red boots. An opportunist goal, but some strike. Barrett. Ian Taylor. Backs coming down. Of course, to Tommy Johnson. He can't open his account for Villa yet. Staunton's corner, there's Egeorg. 2-0 to Villa. With less than a quarter of an hour to go, and now on course for only their third home win of the season. You go Egeorg, plenty of power. Queen's Park Rangers send everybody forward, and they've scored a consolation. They have now. Yates finally putting the ball over the line. Ferdinand's initial header, good save by Bosnich. As it bounced, Yates made it 2-1. 2 minutes to go. Queen's Park Rangers won't give up. They haven't lost in 6 matches. Anywhere will do for Villa. Johnson. Saunders. Oh, how did that one stay out? How did that one stay out? Dean Saunders can't join Egeorg and Fashanu on the score sheet.
The goals are very important, but I've always been a team player. You know, if I score 1 goal and Dean Saunders scores 2, then I'm equally pleased, so long as the team wins.
Very difficult place to come to and get away with anything is City Ground Nottingham these days. Taylor. Staunton with a cross. And Fashanu with the goal touch. Difficult cross to deal with, but Fashanu had the right connection. Saunders. Fashanu. Saunders looks up at him well yet again. Sends a little dummy as well. And he beat the goalkeeper, all ends up with that neat little chip. And Forest survived somehow and carry the ball forward. Stone. Roy with it. Roy can't keep his feet. The referee's given a penalty, would you believe? Well, it looked as though he tripped over his own laces, but the referee has punished Hugo Egeorg. Collymore equalises for Forest, but did they deserve the penalty? Dangerous cross. It is dangerous. It's given Saunders a goal. The second time in the game, Steve Staunton provides the assist. This time, Saunders on the end of it. 2-1.
Last couple of games we've hung in there. We've been very determined. At times we've played some decent stuff, but I think a bit of attitude and commitment has actually pulled us through the last couple of wins, and to come here today and go away with the points is a bonus to us.
Powerful header, but just can't get things going as yet as Spurs attack through Barnby, who trips over the ball. Now Egeorg. Nobody able to put the foot on it at the moment, though. McGrath. Staunton. This is the kind of ball that Saunders loves to chase. Cuts inside Edinburgh. And takes the goalkeeper. He does more than that. He scores for Villa. Dean Saunders' 4th goal in 6 games. And most of the 40,000 crowd really appreciate that one. There is such a thing. It was a typical Saunders goal. Self-made and finished clinically.
I just remember, I think it was Stan, hit the ball down the line, and I run from the middle out towards the touchline, and when I squared up to face the goals, I thought Colin Calderwood, I think it was, he got a bit close to me, and I just went inside him and kept going and just tried to whack it in the far corner, and I think it went through Gary Mabbutt's legs and went in.
So January had seen a vast improvement in league form, although Manchester City had knocked them out of the FA Cup. Villa were now 12th, and even though Manchester United had inflicted a first league defeat on them in 8 games, the best win of the season was on the horizon.
Then heads it down to Barton. 1-0 to Wimbledon. Steve Staunton, Villa fans desperate for a shot. Saunders takes a deflection off Alan Reeves, but Dean Saunders is celebrating the goal. Tight. York. Spreading play. Saunders takes over. It's a lovely ball inside the full back as it's drilled in. And there's Tommy Johnson with a header. Quarter of the game gone, and Tommy Johnson shows his worth with a bullet of a header. After that very bright start, have faded away badly, and Johnson could be on for his 2nd goal here. It's Villa's 3rd. Goalkeeper sees it very late, and Johnson sees it right on time. Johnson the hat-trick now. Rolls it back to Barrett. Taylor heads it down. Anywhere will do for Wimbledon. Gone in the 2nd half. This is Saunders, and that's a stunner. The hundreds of goals Saunders has scored in his life, that must go down as one of the best. Wimbledon are now just been run ragged, especially by this man Johnson. Now Taylor, and he's caught by the trailing leg of the Wimbledon goalkeeper, and a chance for a 6th goal. Converted by Dean Saunders, his 2nd. Wimbledon's defence is in tatters. This is scoring distance for Dean Saunders. Passes it on to Dwight York, and he nonchalantly makes it 7 goals to Aston Villa. 7-1 the score.
Yeah, it took time to settle in. You know, a few games. I suppose when I said I'd get my first goal, I'd be all right then. You know, yeah, it was tremendous. You know, I had a couple of games and played a couple of different positions. Then I played up front and was lucky enough to get the hat-trick. It was a great day. Yeah.
Beautifully taken down by Petrescu. It's a world-class touch from Petrescu. That one wasn't to Waddle. York. Taylor's made a great run in here and might get a shot through. He might find Saunders. Goal for Villa.
Goal for Dean Saunders and made by the former Wednesday player Ian Taylor. So 2 happy men and thousands of happy travelling supporters. It was a real sucker punch, but Taylor's ball is the one really that bisects the Wednesday defence, and it couldn't have been easier for Dean Saunders. Dwight York, Taylor, Saunders on the end of it, and from no more than 5 yards out he poaches his 15th of the season. Well, Ian Taylor will be relishing the fact that he played such a prominent role in the goal. It came on 26 minutes, and Dean Saunders is a very happy lad. Lucky to get away with that, and maybe he won't now because Charles knocks the ball into space for Dwight York. He's Johnson up ahead of him. Might have taken a little bit too long now, York. Townsend. Here comes Saunders again, flicked header, wonderful goal! A second for Dean Saunders. Oh, that was brilliant. It soared into the net off the head of the Welshman, and Aston Villa have forged themselves a 2-goal lead here in impressive style. Staunton with the left boot, Saunders with a flick of the thatch, and the ball nestles in Pressman's net for the second time in the half. An absolute classic in the last 60 seconds of the half. Staunton flighting it in, and Dean Saunders rising for the glory of the final touch. Petrescu. Williams. Wednesday with 4 in the middle. Here's Petrescu now. Great ball in. Sheridan. Now it might fall for Brighton. There, it's a goal at long last.
Could have won by a few more as well. We played really well that day. I got a couple of goals, but saying that, we played really well, and funny enough they could have equalised right at the end. I think Mark Bright could have equalised, but it was going well at that time. Everyone was enjoying it, and we felt like we were going to win every game.
Steve Staunton catches a shot with his right foot. It's a goal, a double deflection. The second of which came from Dean Saunders. He was trying to grab the goal away from Staunton. He maybe deserves it for having a go with his right. Definitely came off the chest of Saunders. York coming back to seek the ball. He spotted something. It's the run of Staunton from the left-back position. And that's going to be Staunton's goal, no doubt about it. From goalkeeper's throw to goal within the space of a few seconds. Well, it's been an hour of Villa domination. Now Brian Small. Good save by Poole. Off the underside of the bar by Johnson, but finally it's in for Dwight York. A huge sigh of relief. They had 3 stabs at it, Villa. They hit the goalkeeper, they hit the bar, and finally York hit the back of the net. Lowe puts in the cross, falls to Robbins, and that's a consolation for Leicester. Head down from Taylor. Beautiful chip from Tommy Johnson. And the signing from Derby enhances his growing popularity around Villa Park. Leicester still showing spirit. And they've got another goal back. It's 4-2. Quite a period of pressure this from Leicester, really, taking everything into account. Bosnich skips out Parker's shot, but not the rebound. Roberts has got his second, and we have a game on our hands. This could be the final chance of the game, and it's 4-4. What an amazing finish! Lowe the scorer.
Despite the late hiccup against Leicester, Villa were now 9th, and there was even optimistic talk of a European qualification, although the manager might not have echoed those thoughts on this night. But a 3-match unbeaten run ended at Newcastle.
This is Gillespie. Barry Venison! His first goal for Newcastle. Looking for the equaliser. Newcastle defending well. There's no stopping Townsend. Andy Townsend's first league goal of the season. It was a smasher. Newcastle thought they closed down all of the options. Well, that was a class goal. Beardsley threads it in. Typical Beardsley run. They can't get the ball off his feet. They can't stop it.
I know Dwight, I believe, had the ball out on the right and was sort of attacking their defenders, and I remember him coming along the edge of the box, and he managed to lay one back to me, and I just managed to, I just got my head down and whacked it really, and it just had a nice little bit of fade on it and just went inside the Cernicek's, near post, but it was a good strike. Yeah, I was pleased with that.
By the end of February, Kevin Richardson and Gary Parker had departed, Franz Carr had arrived, and Villa was still in the top half. But March came and went with no goal scored, and on April the 1st, with Alan Wright in from Blackburn, Ipswich handed Villa 3 points themselves.
Shot from York is blocked. It's back to Wright. Taylor lets it go. Oh, and a good save from Forrest. Getting down well to the downward header of Daly and Atkinson. Didn't have enough room to work in to get power on it. Screams it away from the goalkeeper. Easier said than done. Now York trying to find the shot. He gets one, and Forrest again does well to stop York. Saw it very late, the goalkeeper. Well worth a chance. Right, where's that number 2 shirt? But playing almost as a left winger. Walk clears. Time running out. It looks as though it's going to be scoreless. Swales his header. Oh, poor lad, an own goal.
This was Villa's only goal in 8 matches. From March through to May, lack of goals put Villa back in trouble.
I mean, we all would have liked it to have gone different, and there was a period some 2 or 3 months back that it looked as if it was going to be different. It looked as if we would have cruised away from the relegation zone which we inherited. Possibly at some stage people were talking about Europe, and then then we had a period of 8 games where absolutely nothing went right for us.
We lost Fash, and then had to chop and change around a wee bit, and then a few bad results, and all of a sudden we get sucked back down into the dogfight, and that's what happens, and it's not easy to get out of it.
Wallace always likely to stretch and find an extra yard of pace. Palmer! Ground has erupted, and Villa are going to lose all 3 points here. Leeds have pulled it out of the bag in stoppage time.
That cruel blow at Ellen Road, worsened by a sending off for Mark Bosnich, really set the alarm bells ringing. Palace were now just a point behind and had a game in hand. Villa had 3 matches to put it right.
Played back for Staunton. And he's put in by Ewood. Now was it handball or not?
I think the cross is coming from Steve Staunton. It's been a flick, and I've just gone up, just trying to put the keeper off, and as I've gone up, it's touched the top of my head, and it's come off the top of my finger.
Hoonigan wins the header. Flying all over the place at the moment. Quinn's got in behind Teal. He has Rosler with him. And Rosler levels it.
Last few weeks of the season, there was all sorts of so-called experts giving their opinions on who would do what and who would go where and who would win what, who would get relegated. And we've had a Dave Bassett one pinned on the wall for quite some week now, and he's been so close to getting it 100% right for the last few years, and his predictions for this season have been virtually spot on. He had us for a draw against Liverpool, but a win against Man City. So I think once we drew the Man City game, I think we were looking at his plan and we're saying, look guys, he's going to have to be wrong this year, we'll win the Liverpool one.
York now in front of James, bit of a wrestling match, and Dwight York scores. Look at the push and shove between the goalkeeper and Highfield, and Dwight York was unattended. Poor marking by Liverpool, but James will feel that he was impeded. Staunton with a good delivery this time, and a really very comfortable header by Dwight York. All right, took that away from Harkness, who presumably didn't shout. York, it's true! Villa have claimed a second, Liverpool have given away a second. And York has scored his second. Really good cross, and a good diving header that beat the hand of the goalkeeper. Excellent cross by Dean Saunders. And the classic finish.
It was an important game for us. We needed to win desperately, and obviously things went really well for us in the end. And I'm just pleased to get the both goals again.
The Liverpool victory was Villa's last home game of the season. It was a suitable way to finish at Villa Park, but there was still the small matter of Premiership survival to sort out on the final day of the season. It would be decided at Carrow Road against Norwich, who were already down.
I think we felt we had everything spot on the day. We knew that we could find out everything that was going on up at Newcastle. And before the game started, everybody was aware that we would keep everybody informed. But to be honest, there wasn't a worry, wasn't a panic, because we knew within half an hour that they were 3 down, and really we were, apart from a nervous last 10 minutes of the game, it was quite a relaxing last day of the season.
Club captain John Newson, and corner takes Staunton. Villa score, and it's Staunton who peels off in celebration after a succession of early corners. They took it short, Villa, they took it quickly, and I don't think Norwich were really ready. Nobody was marking Steve Staunton, and Marshall, the goalkeeper, was just a spectator, and Villa edged closer to survival in the Premier Division. Is such. This is Bowen to Ashley Ward. Jeremy Goss on the volley.
So Premiership status had been retained in a season of remarkable change for Aston Villa.
And I won't be successful here if I now sit on my backside with my feet up in the air doing nothing. I've got to work very, very hard, and I will expect everybody who works for me and everybody who plays for me at this football club to work especially hard. I believe those are very important ingredients towards becoming successful, and I think the best teams in this country especially so work very, very hard. then with the skill they have, they become a sort of side that wins football matches. So I think for next season we would like to think that we're going to be a very competitive unit, but a unit that will entertain and produce results which the fans would like to have.